Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Chris Bucanani and
Mike the Mailman.
from the obligatory PSU pregame show. We're here with Joel Malnick from Collegiate Athletic Travel.
That's correct.
And we're going to be here every week talking about the latest college playoff ranking committee nonsense that just came out again last night. And Joel, as we've talked about before, you have been following in this business the college football postseason for quite a while. And you've seen it evolve from the bowl system to the BCS to the playoffs. And now the picture's starting to take shape around the country. And for Penn State, that optimism last week was unfounded, quite clearly.
Yeah, sad to say.
Yes, I'm very sad to say. Not Mailman, though. He had Michigan in the points.
Well, that's another story for another time.
Yeah, he's got to keep that quiet.
You bet with your head, not with your heart. That's
exactly
what
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Penn State came in at number 20 this week. A little bit better than they did in the AP poll, actually. So what's it looking like, Joel, bowl-wise?
Hey, simple thing. Win the last 3 games, and we still have possibilities.
So what's most likely, do you think, if Penn State runs the table? Which I think they will. We talked about that.
I'm hoping it's the Fiasco Bowl again because the trip we had last year was the best ever. That's
Hey,
what I'm hoping for.
that's in your dreams.
I'm
or your life memories of a lifetime, as we call them.
It was great.
Yeah.
But can't they still get there?
Remote.
Okay.
I would say
if like 15 teams lose twice, then maybe.
the scenarios outlined in this morning's paper were 3 deep in convolution.
Yeah.
So now I don't know. I would say that best shot is like most people are calling it. Best case would be Citrus Bowl, Florida trip followed. I think from a fan interest, maybe would be the Holiday Bowl just for the destination.
For sure.
Yeah, we haven't been there since, what was it, 89 or something? We
one of the
played BYU.
most fun Penn State bowl games of all time.
Yeah, that was the most points scored by Penn State in 2 decades.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's a record I don't see us challenging if we go to the Holiday Bowl this year.
Yeah, so
let's talk about the Citrus a little bit. That's down in Orlando.
it is.
It'll match us up with an SEC team.
That's the good side of the thing.
Yeah, sometimes I think that's a good bowl to end up in if the season doesn't go quite how you hoped, because you get punched a little bit in the Big Ten schedule, but then you get to finish the year up against typically a pretty good team.
Yeah, and let's see, what are they talking about? Florida's possibility, Kentucky.
Yeah,
those are the 2. And Mississippi State.
I was just going to say, let me throw that one out.
That would be the bowl of high interest.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
That would create a lot of message board fodder.
Oh,
yeah.
Part of me really doesn't want to see that game happen, and part of me does.
One of those matchups, though, could actually, if things didn't quite go right, we could drop a quarter of a notch and wind up in the Outback Bowl, which Tampa's not a shabby destination. It's kind of a neat place, very compact, and the weather's comparable to Orlando. That can be good or bad at that time of year, as we've seen.
Hey, whatever, man. I'm already bundled up here, so I'm just ready to go somewhere warm.
San Diego would be just new and different.
Now, if Penn State finishes 9-3, if they run the table, how likely is that Holiday Bowl berth? Because that's pretty intriguing to me. Although I do like the Citrus, that's a fun bowl.
Well, that's a rub because it's a Pac-12.
Oh,
and so who do you got? You got a bunch of teams. Washington
could be
State.
Washington again, or just Washington.
Well, they're not going to match us up with Washington again.
They wouldn't? Okay.
No. But Washington State, no, they're too good, so they won't be it. So drop down. I saw somebody mention Utah. That could be a possibility.
That would be an interesting matchup with Utah,
they
for
play
sure.
good ball.
That's probably one of the few Pac-12 teams that I would be kind of excited to get matched up against, because I think you really want, coming out of this season, a good feeling after your bowl game. Either you get a good win or at least you play well against a quality opponent. Yeah. And to me, that's what, like I said, why I like the Citrus, because that matches you up against an SEC team that's going to earn you some credibility if you beat them, like happened with the 2009 team the last time we were there, when we went down and beat LSU in the muck.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kentucky,
Yeah, well,
Florida,
Kentucky,
or Mississippi State, any one of those would be a good resume
Those would be
builder to
a good
finish out the year.
foundation for next year. Come out of this quagmire we got ourselves in a little bit, and
I wouldn't think it would be Kentucky because the blue-white, they're both, aren't they blue and white also?
yeah, we
Don't they
played
match colors?
we
Don't
played
they-
them in the Outback Bowl back in what year? Anybody remember that?
Solid
Oh, yeah.
analysis. That was the '98 season. After the
Yeah.
'98 season, Tim
What?
Couch, the
Yeah,
first
was that
overall
right?
pick
Fact
of
check,
the new
fact
Cleveland
checkers on that
Browns.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't need to fact
No,
check.
no, this guy,
Okay.
he knows his stuff.
Okay,
that was
so
the breakout game
back
for
to the
what became the '99 defense. Sorry,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
back to the Holiday Bowl for
Okay.
a second.
Courtney
Okay,
Brown,
so
Lamar
what did we
Harrington.
talk about? We talked about Utah possibly,
yeah.
but there's a bunch of marquee names out there still. Stanford, USC. Well, they're not going to match us
Yeah, we
against
won't
USC.
play USC. I don't
USC's
think.
got
Stanford
real-
would be interesting.
Stanford,
Yeah.
Stanford
good,
would
yeah.
be a good deal. Yeah.
Although they've had a pretty rough ride this year
right,
too.
right.
The Pac-12 is full of teams that look a lot like Penn State. Had a good start to their season,
Yeah,
with very
and then-
high hopes in the preseason, and
Right.
then hit the skids.
Yeah, yeah. Pac-12 and the Big Ten. That's a
Very similar.
yeah
They are.
this year. So, oh no, outside. Oh, but San Diego as a destination is
Yeah.
really top notch,
That would be a lot of fun.
and chances of good weather about 85%
Right,
this time
right.
of year.
I don't even need
January.
good. I just need warmer.
Yeah, it
warmer
would be. It
is
would be
good.
nice, and the city is a beautiful city. It's really scaled nicely,
Yeah.
and hotels are wonderful. Nightlife is great.
And
They're
Brandon-
all within walking
And
distance.
Brandon Noble even said he loved the restaurants out there. Remember he said all the great restaurants are out there?
Mexican
Yeah, there's
restaurants,
he did say
yeah,
that.
tons
absolutely.
of them.
Yep, good.
And actually, we would maybe be doing an event on the USS Midway, which is parked there.
So I think that's the point. No matter, we'll keep coming back and looking at this as the picture gets clearer.
Yeah.
God willing, the Nittany Lions beat the Badgers this weekend, and that takes us a big step down to
big step.
figuring out maybe
Yeah.
where we're going. Because then it really just becomes about beating Maryland, because we're beating Rutgers, guys.
Yeah.
But we'll keep looking at it every week right here on happyvalley.com. Thanks for joining us. And the big takeaway for me, and I mean this truly, is that these things are supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a way to take a vacation in the middle of the year, and hopefully it's beneficial to the football program. But 100%, it's a chance for you to relax and have a good time with fellow Penn State fans and take in one last game. This year it's going to be Trace McSorley's last game. And no matter where we go, there's fun stuff to do. And Collegiate Athletic Travel is the one to get you there.
Yeah,
you will absolutely have a good time.
We'll
Definitely.
find
Definitely.
the fun stuff,
Oh, yeah.
guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, you do.